evening, everybody. Welcome to the Three Borders Sports Network, and welcome to the City Brew Hall tonight. And we are live high above the City Brew Hall and above the restaurant and bar area here at 4th Street and 2nd Avenue in downtown Wahpeton. We want to thank Hannah and the crew at the City Brew for hosting us here. And you are watching the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by and powered by Red River Communications, and we're also brought to you by the City Brew. And don't forget, on the 7th of February here, they got Pro Sports Championship Trivia. Boy, you guys would be good at that, both you and Jeff.
I'm terrible at trivia. Unless it's 80s movie trivia.
Or classic commercials.
There you go. I'm good.
All right, Giving Hearts Day is February 9th. Don't forget that. Giving a portion of the sales here at the City Brew to the Richland-Wilkin County Humane Society. Again, that's February 9th. And then on Valentine's Day, there's a special dinner here on the 14th. Check out their Facebook page for details. And Glow Bingo on the 17th of February at 7:30. Open to all ages if accompanied by someone 18 or older. Good evening, everybody, once again to the Giants Coaches Show. I'm Joe Schreiner. Brian Watson, my technical and producer guy tonight. Beat up. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing okay. Everything's working so far.
We're not sounding like Donald Duck or nothing.
Well, we
tonight.
don't know yet. We'll see if we get any text messages to find out.
Have your dad text us.
See if my mom is texting.
Yeah, see if mom's texting us. See how we're doing here.
Oh.
I'll check my phone real quick, too.
Well, I think that we kind of owed him that.
There we go. We got logo and music, and we sound normal. So
there we go.
So we sound good
Some
tonight.
people probably want him to sound like that. Some of his players might want him to sound like that.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Recording it and making a TikTok.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
Charlie Brown now.
TikTok. All right, guys, we're joined now by head coach of the Huskies basketball squad. That's Jeff Ralph. And, Jeff, we got to give a quick shout-out to Wendy down there. Wendy, do you hear us? Wave at us,
hey,
Wendy.
Wendy.
There she is.
There she is.
Now she's waving. It's Caden's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Caden Kappas. He's down there having lunch or supper with Mom and Dad, so congratulations to Caden on his birthday.
Yeah, it was a good win on his birthday.
It was a nice win. We'll talk about that one in a second or two here, but we're going to go back, first of all, with Jeff Ralph here, back to the Horace game on Friday. A nice win at home against Horace, 68-62, and the Huskies battled hard for that one, Jeff.
You know, there was never a time where we just put them away. It was, we had to play all 36 minutes, and I think what it came down to was we dominated the glass, and when we do that, you limit second shots, and then you can go score. And I thought offensively we had, maybe a couple times where we weren't real smooth or it wasn't really flowing offensively for us, but I think we battled through that, and I really think we've seen some growth with our guys, using ball screens, especially Caden, using ball screens and getting in the lane, and then making some decisions on where we're going to go with the ball. Is he going to score? Is he going to dish to one of our post guys? Is he going to kick it for a three? And just a little change we made, and I really think it's been a great change for us.
It's been a good offensive move there for you as well. Let's take a look a little deeper at the Horace game there. I know you've got some stats there with you as well, but one of the things I've noticed with the Huskies is that Caden Hawker's starting to come alive in the scoring column for you too. And you just mentioned with Caden Kappas driving and penetrating and dishing, that's part of it.
Yep, Hawk has been knocking down some threes. He didn't shoot a great percentage on Friday night, but he did make 3 threes and was 6 of 7 from the free throw line, and 19 points. We're not going to squawk about that. We need him to make some threes, and we're going to give him an opportunity to shoot some. Jaden King, I think,
what a game.
That was his game, really. The 16 points, he had a double-double with 14 rebounds and 4 steals. Went to the hoop with those steals and scored again. And I think he was a powerhouse off the bench for us. And that's a big piece that we need. And should he be starting? Should he be coming off the bench? I think he comes off the bench. He provides a spark for us when he does, and he's getting an opportunity and he's taking advantage of it. And he's been big for us the last couple nights. And we had Ethan, just another double-double for him, 14 points and 12 boards. Solid rebounding the basketball, those two guys. Trayton had 7 points and 7 rebounds. That's darn good for a guard. And kind of had a tough night at West Fargo, a couple nights earlier, and really bounced back and played well. And then Caden Kappas with 7 points, 5 assists, just solid with the basketball, getting in the lane for us. And that's just been a piece that we didn't have in a stretch there now, and that we do have. And It opens up opportunities for post-ups. It opens up opportunities for kick-outs. And then just he gets to score, too, and we need Caden to score.
Yep. And just take a look at, and I don't want to say it was a signature game, but it was a game that Jaden King established himself as a force in the EDC and can do what he can do. You know, again, just taking, and I'm looking ahead here, but looking at the next win against Valley City, he had a nice game there too as well. But again, Jaden just starting to assert himself a little more.
He is, and we need some scoring at that position. Ethan's getting his, 12 to 15 points every night, and Hawk's getting his, and Caden's getting between 7 and 10. But who's the other guy?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we have some guys. Riley Timian had a great game last night, but who's the other guy? And you know, when you get 3 guys in double figures, you're happy. We'd like to see 4.
Yeah.
But when you have 3 guys in double figures, you feel like you got a pretty good chance to win.
All right, and the other thing I'm going to quick talk about here on the Horace game, and then we'll move on to the Valley City game, but you only had 9 turnovers. I thought that was pretty good. You took care of the basketball, plus you also had double the number of steals as what Horace did. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought our defense was really good. You know, we didn't really we didn't really lock them down or shut them down, but we just kept them where we knew what they were going to do. And, you know, they have some kids. This Zay Williams kid is something else. He had 22. The Fish kid is okay. He had 17. But a couple of these other guys, Carter Evanson made 6 threes on us the first time we played. He had 2. Brady Westfall has gone off sometimes 5, 6, 7 threes, and he had 1. And actually we were doubling off of him, a guy who's made 6 threes in a game. We were doubling off of him to the post, and I think those little adjustments the kids made were really big and led to that. Our defense has been pretty good the last few.
All right, so let's move on. Again, congratulations on the win against Horace at home, 68-62. And then last night out in Valley City, a long road trip on a Tuesday night, but you came away victors. And I guess what I want to look at there, Coach, you trailed at halftime, and then you were down by quite a bit in the second half too as well, and the boys just kept on fighting. We got down by 12, but I told them at half, I think they played as good as they can in this half. The Socorro kid had 19 in the game. He had 17 in the first half. And there again, Caden Kappas went from somebody else to him. And Ethan was kind of out of position defensively, and we moved Caden to him. You can guard him on the perimeter. The kid gets 1 bucket in the second half. We took away the 3 from him. And, I think that was a big adjustment. And then, but at half, I told the guys, they played as good as they can, so let's just keep attacking the rim. Yep.
If they make a 3 and we drive and miss a layup, it kind of negates it a little bit anyway. Yep. And we were getting to the rim and not scoring in the first half. And I thought we just managed our time, managed the clock, and I felt, boy, it would have been nice to be ahead at half. But I didn't feel like it was out of reach. We played a lot of guys. We had I think 3 guys with 2 fouls in that half. So we had Trey sitting, and we had Clutie sitting, and I think we had Jaden with 2. And so we had guys on the bench, and we just went. We had to finish the half, and we talk about that a lot. And I thought we were okay. And then the second half, we kind of exchanged baskets with them, and then. We got to that point. I think it was 44-41 for a long, long time, and then pretty soon we took the lead at whatever it ended up being, 53 to 52 or whatever, and then it was we were in control. We could have closed it out. We didn't shoot very good free throws at the end of that ball game, but we had some. Again, we went to the ball screen with Caden, and they're not helping off of Hockert in the corner. And Caden's coming off a high ball screen and getting in the lane and scoring. And then he had 3, 8 assists last night for Caden Kappas. But, just big dishes.
Or more points, yeah.
Just big feeds to Jaden under the basket in those last couple minutes. And we got some easy buckets on the help. So, the kids just stuck with it. And, like I said, if we'd have knocked down some free throws, it would have been bigger than a 3-point game. And with 5.2, they wouldn't have had a chance to run a play to tie it. But, the credit to these kids for just battling. And, you're on the road and weird things happen. And, you get a call against you and you wonder, what was that or whatever. And but I think they showed a little poise and some confidence in the second half, and it was really nice to see.
Good for them. And then one of the other things that stuck out on the stat sheet here, Coach, before we get into the individual stats, rebounding, I saw that you led the team, the Wahpeton beat Valley City in rebounds by 2, but you had 11 offensive rebounds, so that second chance points had to be big in that one, too.
We had some second chance points, and I think for us, though, it was rebounding. In that stretch where we caught up and we took the lead, they were shooting and missing, and we were rebounding and scoring. And, we talk a lot about getting a stop and going to score and then get another stop, and the kids did that. And if we rebound, we can be pretty good, and we just can't let teams get 2 or 3 tries to make a bucket. Yep. And they had a few of those in the first half and really hurt us, but our rebounding was really good. And, when you're scoring, then that kind of amps up the D and the rebounding.
Yep. All right, Coach, let's get into the individual stats. I see Caden Hockert had another nice night with 20 points.
Yeah, he's 5'11" from 3, which was really big for us. Had 3 of them in the first half when we were, kind of dead in the water a little bit, and
kept you in the game.
Knocked down 3, and 20 points. And, we got to have them from him, and the kid's been putting the ball in the hoop. Mm-hmm. Ethan had 12 points, 12 rebounds. 3 blocks was really just solid in the lane for us. And then Jaden again with 12 points and 4 rebounds. Just another big game from Jaden, and some big finishes when we got in the lane and dished it off to him. Caden Kappas had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals. Happy birthday,
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, the kid played great on his birthday. Braden Steffens, 6 points off the bench. 5 rebounds for that kid.
5 rebounds, yeah.
He's playing good, and he's solid, and you can't tell if we're winning, you can't tell if we're losing, you can't tell if he just scored or turned it over. He's just deadpan, and he plays the ball game like it should be.
Got a nose for the ball.
Yep. And then I want to talk about Riley.
Yeah.
Timmy and Riley. Riley's been stuck on the bench a little bit lately, and last night, we had some big plays. For Riley, he's 3 for 3 in the game. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds. But the one play that sticks with me is the big steal he had, where they were kind of lazy with the ball, and Riley, we were in a position where we wanted to trap and turn him over, and Riley got up in the trap, poked it away, and went and got a bucket. And,
good for him.
I think a bit of a confidence boost for him. We've had some matchups where it just didn't suit him to be in with the guy he would have to guard, or the guy who was guarding him, or whatever. And he just sticks with it. He's a team player, and he wants the guys to do well, and he's working his butt off. And I was really happy for Riley and how he played last night. And then I think the other one that stood out for me is we had Clutie with 1 point and 1 rebound, but the other player was Trayton Mauk. You think, well, geez, he only had 2 points. He did have 3 boards. His one bucket was off a dish from Caden under the hoop. But when we locked in that last 8 minutes, with Caden going to Socorro, and then it was Trey on the Christensen kid. Aiden Jacobson. And he shut him down too, and he was the point guard, and Trey hounded him, and that kind of led to what we needed from him that night.
There you go.
We had some nights he scored 15 points, but his 2 points were big, but his defense was even bigger last night.
Might not have got his name on the paper, but we sure announced it here on Three Borders Sports Network, so a good job defensively there for Trayton. So congratulations on that. All right, so 2 wins here for the Huskies here, 2 in a row, and nice couple of wins in a row, but now you're going to go up to a little bit higher up in the EDC status here, guys. You're going to take on number 6 Shanley in the EDC. 9-5. Craig Irwin returns to Wahpeton here. His first time as head coach of the Shanley Deacons. As some of you or most of you probably know that Craig Irwin was the coach at NDSCS for a number of years. But I was looking at their schedule there, Coach. They've won 7 straight. So and the first one of that 7 string was against you guys. So they started a string.
And they are playing so much better right now than they were before Christmas, and then we got them right after Christmas, and they started playing better. They're guarding really well. That kind of started in our game, and I looking at their film from the last couple games, they're really defending well, and they're attacking the lane with, Connor Kraft is kind of like to float around the perimeter and shoot some threes and shoot some jump shots, and they're just working the lane now. Connor and the Hakeem kid inside, they're pounding the ball inside, and we're going to have to come up with some sort of way to defend that, and at 6'8", he's a tough matchup for us, but we'll see what we can come up with. We might have to double him or triple him or do something, but we need to shut down the lane, and when you do that, then you're giving up maybe an outside shot. But we looked at a couple things today. I think the kids were excited. I mean, you can tell that energy from a couple wins is carrying over to Wednesday practice, and I think they know that it sure would be fun to beat Shanley down here on Friday night. With we're going to have to play well. They're darn good. We kind of run the table on everybody but the top two, so we're going to have to play good on Friday night.
All right, I'm going to bring B-Dub into this conversation now. So Brian joins us here. Anything else you want to ask before I bring up my question to both of you?
No, I mean, I think it's kind of nice to get a couple wins, and you feel like you're turning the corner or trying the puzzle pieces kind of falling into place of, okay, I know what this kid can do, and this kid can play here, and all those things starting to fall in for you?
Yeah, we've really developed some depth here, and we can go back, ifs and buts or candy and nuts, but we can go all the way back to the Fargo South game. We had a lead in the second half in that game, and we lose to North in overtime. We're at West Fargo last week and have a chance there, up 6 with about 8 minutes to go. I mean, we could have run some games in a row here with maybe a bounce here or there, but I like how we're playing.
There you go.
Doggone, I wish we'd start better.
Yeah.
I hear you. We look like I feel like our first possession or two, we're just kind of feeling it out a little bit, and not really attacking and not really doing what we should. But then we pick up, and I just kind of let that go. I'd love to see us get the tip and go score once, but we got to fight back from down 2 or 3 instead all the time. But I like where Braden's at off the bench for us. I like where Trey's at off the bench for us, and Jaden off the bench. And then our other guys, Clutie's had some really good games. Riley last night was good. And we're going to need Riley to rebound on Friday night. He's undersized, but he can rebound, and he does, and he's strong.
He plays big.
Yeah, he does.
So, I mean, I feel like the pieces are coming together, and maybe they haven't resulted in a bunch of wins in there, but these
you're
games
playing well.
Yeah, we're playing good, and that's what we talk about all the time when we get to February 20, whatever it is, 5th or whatever, that play-in game day. Whether you're at home or on the road, that's the only game that matters. We just got to keep playing as we are and keep getting better. Yep. I think we could shoot it better, but the other stuff is there. It's just a matter of coming through and at 7:15 when the ball goes up.
Yeah, you certainly proved that you can play with some of those teams that are at the top. So
yeah, look back at North. They've got I think their last 4 wins, and 3 are in overtime.
Yeah.
They're sitting at number 2 at 12-2, and that could easily be 9-3 or 9-5 or whatever instead of 12-2. So I mean, it's a ball bounces here or there, and I feel like the ball's going to come our way here sometime.
Well, just for both of you, there's 7 games left in the season here, but I got to turn the page here and look forward to next season. You guys have both heard comments. I was watching a sports channel on local radio or local TV here the other day, and they talked about the 3-class system and that it's getting very, very close. Your thoughts, Jeff, and then we'll go to you, Brian.
Well, I talked to Josh Johnson, who's the head of the Focus Committee and the superintendent Valley last night, and the amount of feedback he's gotten, some absolutely bonkers crazy, but some of it really good. And he said that they're not worried about their plan being, people think, well, you just scrapped your whole plan. They didn't, but they got the ball rolling.
Right.
I love the reclassification thing. There's some teams that aren't going to be long where they're at once this gets going, and we can move them. We're going to let maybe a boys team drop and a girls team that's good stay up, and there's all those things that have happened, and whatever plan you have, somebody's not going to be happy. Mm-hmm. If you're on the bubble of being down or being up, and how you fall with that, there's somebody that's not going to be happy. Probably a team at about 165
Right.
students, but you know what? It's for the good of basketball. And Josh said it last night. He goes, I was accused by an athletic administrator of only sticking up for Valley City, and he said, I look at these Class B schools around Valley City, and I think, you know what? They're sick and tired of getting beat up by Central Cass, and I agree with him. And you know what? I'll be selfish. I'm sick and tired of getting beat up by Davies.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and we've proved that we can play with some of these teams, but by and large, it's been 85 to 45, and your kids get beat down, and it's no fun. So I think Josh is, he deserves all the accolades he doesn't get because of what he's done, and Mitch Carlson and Lamore too. I think those two guys stuck their necks out and did this for the best interest of the kids in North Dakota. And anybody that thinks we're just going to have a cakewalk once this thing goes through, they don't know anything about these teams that we're going to be playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think some of the things that are coming out of this, at least the ball has gotten rolling, is that, everyone said that this would be difficult to do, and not to say that it would be easy, but some of the roadblocks that came up right away, well, we can't do this, or we can't work TV out, all those things that people wanted to stop, well, those things have come along pretty easily. And I think that's because you're actually making an effort to get it done.
Yep.
And I think once this thing gets in place, I think people are going to find out that, hey, this is something that probably should have done a long time ago. And I think the competitive level within the division, the middle division, we'll say, I think it's going to be one of the better divisions in North Dakota basketball. I think people are going to want to see that middle division. I think that state tournament is going to be the best attended, and I think you're going to get some of the best competitive games to watch in that middle division, both boys and girls.
And the other piece they came up with is that state qualifying game where the loser of the championship game, so that second place will play the third place from the other one. So it's like a challenge game, and how much excitement does that bring to that? And it's not just going to be two teams getting in. If the other region's stronger, they're going to get three.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be better for
the
game.
We want the best teams in there, and that's what's going to happen.
All right, good stuff there, guys. We'll wrap it up here. We got Mackenzie Broadland waiting outside. We got a full house tonight. We got 8 coaches tonight.
We are full on, all right. He's already over.
Yeah, I know, but that was my fault. I asked the last question here.
Get that guy off the clock.
That's all right. Thank you, Jeff. We'll send you a check later.
You bet.
All right. Jeff Ralph, head coach of the Huskies basketball squad. Again, happy birthday to Caden Campus down there. Wendy, good night. Jeff Ralph's going to leave here, Wendy, but we're going to stay here. We'll have Mackenzie Broadland coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4 crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdelInnovation.com. Comdel Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show here, powered by Red River Communications and brought to you by the City Brew. We're at 4th Street and 2nd Avenue, high above the bar and dining area here at the City Brew. And we thank them for hosting us again. We got some good wings over there and some ice water right now, maybe an adult beverage afterwards. But we'll finish the show first. All right. All right, also here at the City Brew, they got the Pro Sports Championship Trivia there, Coach, on Tuesday, February 7th at 7 o'clock. Then on February 9th, everybody's aware that that's Giving Hearts Day, and that's a big day here around the community. So Giving Hearts Day, if you come in here and have a bite to eat or your favorite beverage, they'll give a portion of the proceeds to the Wilkin-Richland County Humane Society. And then the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, Coach has got a game, but... and I'll be covering it, I suppose.
We can't talk about that. You know how my wife feels about that.
The details are, all right, we'll just keep going on Facebook. And then Glow Bingo on the 17th at 7:30, and it's open to all ages if accompanied by someone over 18. So everybody can play Glow Bingo. Never done that.
Me either.
All right. Head coach of the BW Blades Lady Blades coach is here, and that's Mackenzie Broadland. And Mackenzie, thanks for joining us. You had since we last met there, you've had a couple of good games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1 week hiatus from the show, but I'm back.
Yeah, you're back on Friday the 27th, or excuse me, let's go back to Thursday the 26th. You had 2 games in a row there, so my eyes were crooked.
Yep.
You took on 8A Detroit Lakes, and you came away with a win there, 7-0.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good win for us.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we were able to snap our losing streak and come back strong, so we were pretty happy about that. It was a good team win for us.
Yeah, I just looking there, I see Kennedy Schuler had the hat trick.
Yep. Yeah, a good game for her and a good game for our offense all around. A lot of good passing.
Yeah, when you score 7.
Yeah. Yep.
And I see Reagan Wohlers had a nice night with 5 points. Allie Hare 3, Annabelle Pausch and Holly Oshock with 2 points, and Coley Schuler had a good night in the net.
Yep.
When you get a shutout, any night's a good night, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, again, all across the board, a really good team effort. It's really good to see. All different kinds of players on the score sheet. So, and then of course we got our key players in there who always come through for us. So that's really awesome.
It is. It was fun to watch. And Northern Lakes, you took that one on the chin there on Friday the 27th against Northern Lakes. It was a loss of 8-1.
Yep.
Anything you want to throw in there on that one? Not a lot to talk about.
No, just another really. They're a tough,
good team.
Physical. They're a really physical team,
Yep.
Which we're not used to seeing a lot. I think maybe more up north hockey teams that might be just a little bit more gritty than down here. But
sure.
Just a really big physical team. They really capitalized down low in their offensive zone. So just some defensive work that we've been doing in the last week since we've played them. So just kind of working on that.
So then you move on here, and then last night you had another game. It was parent night, so congratulations.
Parent and senior night.
And senior night,
yep.
So congratulations to all the seniors.
Yep.
And
we
can talk about them in the weeks to come here, but again, congratulations to your seniors, and we've talked about them before here at the beginning of the season. But Coach Ralph was just walking out here, and he was giving you a hard time about running up the score 13-0. But again, it was a good night for the Lady Blades there, winning 13-0. And I don't think you ran up the score on purpose.
No, I will say it was, I think, 8-0 after the first period. So then I was like, okay, I know how it feels to be in that team's shoes. So let's just really work on our passing. And they did really well, and we ended up winning 13-0. So it was a really good win for us, and we were able to work on a lot of different things offensively, which was really cool to see. A lot of good passing going on, setting up some new things in the offensive zone. So. It
was a nice win at home here last night again against Morris area, And unfortunately, you had an injury to one of your key players.
Yep, Carson Nepple had a season-ending injury last night. She just kind of a fluke thing. 3 girls kind of fell on top of each other, and it happened to be pretty much going full speed, and once you hit the ice you can't do a whole lot, and they ended up sliding into the boards, and luckily the Morris girl and Reagan Woolers were okay, and Carson slid feet first into the boards and unfortunately broke her foot in 3 different places. So yep.
Yeah, I saw it on social media, and I think I saw something that there might be surgery here toward the end of the week or possibly next week.
Yep, tomorrow or beginning of the week next week, they're going to meet with the surgeon and see kind of what they got going on. But definitely want to get it done sooner rather than later so she can start her recovery process, which I know she'll be back and better than ever once she's done. But
what year in school was she?
Sophomore.
Okay.
Yep, but being any athlete and having to sit out, especially with playoffs coming up next week, it's hard on those athletes, and I know they just want to be out there, but I know Carson will be rooting for us the whole way, so gotta love
Carson
a player
Nepple
like that.
get well soon.
Yes.
Okay? All right. We'll need you back here soon. So the Lady Blades miss you, but they all wish you well, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right. So, Coach, coming up now on Thursday, tomorrow night here, you're traveling to Prairie Center. You beat them at home, 7-2 victory here.
Yep.
And taking a look at the 6A standings, in the Section 6A standings, it's your last section game of the season. So it's kind of a big game for you guys.
Yep. Yeah, hoping we can pull off a win. It'll be a good game for us, I think, again. Now with Carson out, we'll be moving Allie Hare back to defense to fill in for her spot, and then we'll have Ashlyn Woolers filling in at center. So it'll be a good game for us to try some new things and kind of see how things work before we head into playoffs next week. And tomorrow night and Saturday, I think, will be a nice couple good learning games for us to see what we can kind of do going into next week.
And really, you don't have much left after that. On Saturday, you've got Worthington Fulda, and that's it.
Yep.
So your regular season is almost done.
Yep. So Saturday will be our last regular season game, and then we'll send in our rankings for the section, and we'll hit playoffs next Thursday.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what I was going to talk to you about in Section 6A. They just don't take the way you finished in the section.
Yep. Each coach will send in where they think teams should fall in the seeding process, which I didn't know because we didn't do it last year.
Right. This is your first year.
Yep. So news to me.
Yeah. Your first year in the tournament, I should say. It was your second year coaching. But,
yep.
So, yeah, and then I think I saw that in the State High School League that the tournaments start on the 9th of February. Is that correct?
Next Thursday.
A week from tomorrow.
Yep. So depending on where everyone falls in the standings, Fergus, who will more than likely be number 1, they'll have a bye the first round, and then 2 will play 7.
And so on and so forth. Yeah.
And so if we end up being the higher seed, we will have a home game next Thursday.
I was going to ask that question too. So if you get the higher seed, you'll be able to host a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which would be really great.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. And if things line up like it is now, we'll face Northern Lakes at home, depending on how things are seeded. But right now, if the standings were to stay the same, we would be facing Northern Lakes at home, which is a nice home advantage for us. They have a 2.5-hour bus ride. So, and the scoreboard, when we've played them in the past, doesn't reflect how we've match up with them, I don't think.
Okay.
And so I think being able to play them twice has been nice. So if we see them next Thursday, I know the girls are ready to get to work against them. So
they'll be ready for it.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, good luck again tomorrow night here as you take on Prairie Center at Prairie Center, and get another win there for the girls and help secure your spot in Section 6A.
Yep.
And then your final game on Saturday is going to be on the road again.
Yep.
So
boys and girls on the road.
That's right. You guys travel together for that Worthington game, don't you?
We play first at 1 o'clock, and then the boys play at 3, I think. So it'll be fun to be there to cheer them on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else there from you, Coach? We'll move it on.
No, nothing for me.
Okay, bud.
I'm just trying to keep everything alive.
I know you're
over
trying
here.
to keep me moving, so I'm sorry. All right, the head coach of the Lady Blades, that's Mackenzie Broadland. Again, Mackenzie, thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know Dan Nordic has been watching us a lot lately. So
he's down in Texas playing golf. So
poor guy.
He watches us when he has his free time from the golf course. So.
Yeah, from the golf course. He said that's one of the text messages he sent. He said, my golf game's going good. So, all right, Mackenzie, thanks for joining us again here on the Giants Coaches Show again. Good luck tomorrow and Saturday.
Thanks.
All right, we got Ryan Brandt going to be showing up next here. I think he's standing by the ladder waiting to come up. So we'll be right back with Ryan Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team, right after this.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
When at ESCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back at all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
OSPTI offers pediatric physical, occupational, and speech therapy. We work with children of all ages that have a variety of conditions that may limit or delay their functional activities. Through therapeutic play, our goal is to help each child participate alongside their peers to their full potential.
Bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love. And give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network, everybody. I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson to my right, and we're joined here by the head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team. That's Ryan Brandt. But first of all, we want to thank everybody and our sponsors here that make this show possible. Again, you're watching the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications and brought to you by the City Brew. And they've got sports trivia, sports championship trivia, that's easy for me to say, on February 7th at 7 p.m. Giving Hearts Day is on the 9th, and a portion of the sales that will go from here to the Richland-Wilkin County Humane Society. Then on the 14th of February, it's Valentine's Day, and there's more details on their dinner that they're offering on Valentine's Day on their Facebook page. And then Glow Bingo on the 17th at 7:30, open to all ages if you're accompanied by somebody 17 and over. So there's my business taken care of.
Well done.
Thank you, man.
Well done. Paying the bills. I like it.
Well, you're doing good tonight. Nobody sounding like Donald Duck.
Well,
everybody's good.
Maybe I'll pay myself this time.
You might get something. You might get something. All right, we'll move on. And, again, we're joined by Ryan Brandt here, BW Storm Wrestling Team head coach. And you had a busy week since we last talked there, buddy. And when I looked at I didn't do anything until today. And I started looking, and it's like, wow, you guys actually had a pretty good last 7 days.
Yeah, we've been wrestling really well the last 2 weeks. And this whole last week has been really good for a lot of our guys.
So congratulations on that. Let's go to last Thursday. You went out to Wheaton there. You defeated Mahnomen Waban, 45-33.
Yeah, that was a really good duel for us. I didn't know much about Mahnomen Waubun going into it.
Yep.
They were kind of a new team for us, so I knew they had majority of a full lineup, and that's what they brought to us. But our guys really stepped up for us. Jordan Kappas started the duel off with a pin at 106 for us, which was huge. Coleman Barth wrestled. They bumped one of their kids up to wrestle Coleman, so we figured, this is probably a good kid. They probably think they can double dip on us and get 2 wins here.
Mm-hmm.
Coleman went out there and wrestled a really tough 7-2 match against that kid. Don Bergmans is our foreign exchange student, and he went out there and got a pin for us that night. Carson Van Epps got a pin at 160 for us. Miles Hinckley got a pin for us, and Chase March got a pin for us as well in the duel. So we had a lot of really big matches that we got a lot of bonus points in, so that really helped us get that win.
And it was good for the team, too, as well, I'm sure. And we talked before you came on the air here, Coach, about the Border West match. It was a 51-21 loss, but your words to me were, hey, it's better. It was a better match than what the score indicated. So go ahead and expound on that for me.
Yeah. Border West is a very they have a lot of older kids, and they have very talented kids, especially down low. So we ended up forfeiting the first 4 weights to them, which is 24 of their 51 points before we even had our first match. And then they have some ranked kids in there. Don went out at 138 and got a pin for us to finally give us our first win of the duel. And then Henry Sleddahl ended up we bumped him up to 145 to wrestle their number 9 ranked kid. And Henry was up 5-0 in the match actually to start because he threw him to his back, and then the kid battled back, and they ended up going to overtime, and Henry lost a tight one in overtime to him. And then David at 160 ended up wrestling probably their second best wrestler on their team, and he's a funky kid that he had to wrestle, and he was hanging with him the whole time and ended up putting himself in a position to go into overtime with him, and he ended up losing a tight one in overtime as well. And that kid's ranked 8th in Minnesota. So
wow.
And
so
then,
some tough matches there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and then we just had Chase that got another pin for us up top too. And those were our wins, like outside of forfeits and stuff. But yeah.
So like you said, you had, what'd you say, 5 right away that put you down 24 zip to begin with there.
4 of them that put us down 24 zip right away. Yeah.
Okay. So that dug a hole right away there. So like you said, the score is a lot closer than it indicates.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So then after that, you go out to Larimore, and you had a tournament out there with 11 teams.
Yep. We took 5 varsity guys and 6 JV guys out there, and we entered our 5 varsity guys, and only 4 can score points for us because we had 2 guys at the same weight. And out there, Weston took second at 145. Miles Hinckley took second at 182 or 170. Chase Marsh took third at his weight, and then David ended up winning it out there at 160. So that was another good confidence builder for us, because those 4 are pretty big varsity guys, and they did really well out there, so that's good to see.
That is good. And David Erlinson is who you're referring to. Again, team-wise, you took 6th place. You tied Grand Forks Red River, who just sits ahead of you in the EDC standings. But again, a 6th place finish, and like you said, 5 guys and only 4 could count. I thought it was a pretty good finish for you.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with how the guys wrestled. There's teams there that had almost full rosters that we beat. Just because our guys wrestled really tough, and when we got wins, we got pins, so it gave us extra points there, so that was big for us as well.
All right, so let's move on to Monday now. You just had a match this last Monday. It was a duel again, and you first match there, you had a tough one there against Grand Forks Red River. It was a 40-36 loss, but I'll bet again it's closer, or maybe you guys, if you didn't have to forfeit so much.
Yeah, fortunately we came into the duel with, Weston's out with a knee injury right now, trying to nurse that back before EDC. And then Miles Hinckley was out sick, so we had 2 of our bigger guys out for the duel, which kind of played a factor into it. But we beat Red River earlier in the year at Sertoma when we wrestled them. And coming into this one, they had more of a full lineup than we did, so we knew we were going to be forfeiting free weights that we didn't forfeit the first time against them. But our guys really stepped up. We didn't lose a single match after 145 until we got to 220, where we couldn't have anybody at, and they sent out one of their JV kids to get a forfeit to get the win. So it was a tough one for us, but I thought our middle and upper weights wrestled really well, and they gave us a chance to win it at least.
All right, and then in the same duel, I think you took on Fargo South, and you defeated Fargo South 46-24, and so much needed win for you in the EDC.
Yeah. It was really good to end the night. It was parents' night, so it was really good for us to get a win that night. And, Henry finished that night 2-0 with his pin. Ashton Mickelson, who's somebody we haven't really talked about, he went 2-0 last night on varsity, getting 2 big pins for us.
Okay.
Chase went 2-0 last night as well. David technically went 2-0. He got a forfeit against South. They bumped their kid away from him. And he's kind of getting that recognition now where a lot of teams might not want to send kids out to him anymore.
Interesting.
So they're bumping kids away from him now, so he's just getting forfeits, unfortunately. But, he wrestled really tough, and, our team did really well at second duel to respond from, losing a tight one. You can either fold, is what I told him, or you guys can rise up and we can win this next one here.
And I know, and I don't know, Brian, if you want to get in on this part of the conversation or not, but I know it's part of the strategy of being a coach. But that was the interesting things that I find with wrestling is that they've got to adjust and say, okay, I'm looking at this team and they're going to wrestle this guy and this guy. I'm going to put this guy and this guy. And then all of a sudden they're looking at David Erlandson and saying, I'm backing out of there. So it's a game ahead of the game is what I'm trying to say.
It's a chess match sometimes. You want to make sure that you're getting the best, and if you can tweak something to make somebody else do something that's going to put you in a better position, that's just what you do.
Yeah, looking at like wrestling, you might have the number 4 ranked kid in state, and they might have the number maybe 8th ranked kid at the same weight, but the kid above them isn't even ranked. So you might bump your 4th kid up just to get a pin up there, knowing that maybe you can send somebody out that doesn't give up a pin, and kind of just playing that, okay, we get 6 for 4, we get 6 for 5 instead of maybe 3 and 3, trying to get more points for your team.
It's crazy. It's just, to me, it's just amazing how the game ahead of the game, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, or just the strategy that's involved. You don't know. You could go in there and say, okay, I'm going to wrestle these 10 or 11 guys, but then all of a sudden it's like, no, I don't need to, or I have to bring somebody else in.
Yeah, I know when we were wrestling South or at River yesterday, at about 138, I was kind of looking up at the scoreboard, counting in my head, like if we got pins at all these weights. And I got to 195, and I was like, well, if they bump their 95-pounder up, we're going to lose by 4.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening. They bumped their 95 away from Chase. Chase got a forfeit, and they ended up taking the forfeit at 220 from us. So.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, what do you got coming up here? I didn't put your upcoming schedule here. What do you got coming up here? I didn't write it down on that sheet.
We go wrestle Davies tomorrow at Davies. They're number 2 in the EDC right now. That's probably where they'll finish. They're tough. They got a lot of really good kids, and they got a full lineup. So tomorrow's more or less just about getting those individual matches for our kids to try to get better seeding criteria next week when we go to EDC.
Sure, yeah. Next week is EDC already for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. We're getting toward that time of the season, bud. All right, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team, Ryan, you got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, we'll wrap it up. I see your wife, Grace, is standing in the wings down there waiting for her turn up here. We'll be right back with Grace Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm. That's Ryan Brandt. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Thank you.
All right, right back here with Grace right after.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at CFIagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you, Andrea.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Three Rivers Crisis Center is offering support to survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and child abuse in Richland County for now over 25 years. It's free and strictly confidential. 24/7 access to support and resources including counseling. Get help, identify abuse, plan for safety, support others, and get involved. Three Rivers Crisis Center's 24-hour crisis line is 701-642-2115.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, and we're brought to you by here, the City Brew on 4th Street and 2nd Avenue in downtown Wahpeton. Giving Hearts Day on February 9th. A portion of the proceeds here from the City Brew will go to the Richland-Wilkin County Humane Society. And Valentine's Day, they got a nice dinner planned, and I'm sure Ryan's down there making the plans for you guys right now, unless you guys got wrestling meets or something you got to go to, or gymnastics.
Usually.
Yeah, something's going on. And then Glow Bingo on the 17th. It's open to all ages if you're accompanied by somebody over 18. Grace Brandt joins us now, head coach of the BW Storm gymnastics team. And, Coach, welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming back. All right, Coach, I think you've only had one meet since we last met last Wednesday, and that was out in Jamestown. And it looks like you did pretty good out there from what I see. And, again, it's just fun to watch the Facebook pictures of your team. But anyway, go on there and talk about your team and what they did out in Jamestown.
Yeah, so we went to Jamestown last Friday. We braved the roads and the weather and everything, and we were able to make it out there safely, thank goodness.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had a really good showing overall. Jamestown does have a full varsity and junior varsity roster where they're able to put even juniors and seniors on their junior varsity team.
Wow.
So that's just a place from numbers where our program isn't necessarily at this point. But we were still able to push back up into the 130 range, almost 131, right on the cusp of 131 for our team score. So it was a good improvement from the week prior. We're continuing to see some forward progress, even though we are, for the rest of the season, really going to be a team of 5 or 6 gymnasts.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. We suffered an injury here that we talked about last week, yeah.
Correct. Yep. Annika Berkelo will be out for the rest of the season with a knee injury. And so it's unfortunate, but she has still continued to be a really good resource to our team.
I'm sure. All right, so talk about some of the competition. I see Haley Hansen in her usual top 3 there for the vault, and everybody else. Go ahead.
Yeah, so vault went well. Overall, we had a lot of placements. They were giving out places 1 through 8 at the meet, so that was good to see. And it's also just a really good morale boost, too, for our girls in these smaller meets, whether it's a dual or a triangular, to be able to get some of those placements. We take that momentum and we can see it roll into Tuesday and Wednesday practice even the following week. So that's a really positive place to move from. Vault overall went well, but we were also able to see some really good scores on floor, as well as our all-around. Abby was able to push to a 9.350 on floor.
That's a pretty good score.
It was a really good score, so it's her season high right now. And if you were to check the NDHSAA website, you would see that as one of her top 3 scores for the season. And so she is 0.5 or 0.5 of a point away from auto-qualifying for state right now in floor. So that's really exciting, especially for a senior. Beam was not our hottest event. Elise Scoville was our top scorer on beam. We had quite a few falls, and it was just kind of a rough beam day all around. Every meet you go to isn't going to go exactly as planned, and not every event will go the way you think it will, or it'll be different from your timed warm-up at the beginning of the meet. So being able to just kind of take a breath and leave that event where it stands and go from beam now to your next event and just kind of let it be and start with a new mindset is a really big skill that I was asking the girls to really practice and emphasize at the Jamestown meet.
Yeah, and just looking at the scores again, they just did top 8 there, but again, the floor X and everybody did pretty good there, and then the all around you had a couple girls place in the top 8 there again as well.
Yeah, so Abby's been a really consistent scorer for our all-around. Haley and Justice as well, and Elise has been a really good contribution to the team for our all-around score now that we are down Annika for the season. We also haven't had Reagan Hutcherson at the last couple of meets. There's a number of bugs just going around right now in the schools and in communities, and so like all other sports and activities right now, we're kind of battling that too. But this Friday we'll be in Fargo, and we're excited to have Reagan back out for us. Unfortunately, Elise will be gone, but she's at State Honor Choir, so that's also an exciting thing to see that our athletes are doing other activities and they're supporting their schools in that way.
So yeah, Friday, February 3rd, you're up at Fargo, and how many other squads are going to be there that you know of?
It will just be us and Fargo.
Just the two of you.
So it'll be actually a really good meet for this time in the season. It's not like we're trying to do something that's too big or too overwhelming. We're not going to really be able to psych ourselves out with the amount of competition we'll see at Fargo, but it'll be a good time to get some more feedback from the judges and to make some of our last kind of final season tweaks and improvements before we head to Grand Forks, then off to EDC the following week.
So then, just so everybody knows, when you say Fargo, it's Fargo North and South?
It's a huge conglomerate this year. So it is Fargo North, South, Davies, Shanley, Park Christian, and Oak Grove all comprise the Fargo gymnastics team this year.
All right, so now I got to give you a pat on the back, because before we went on the air, you taught me how to go into the North Dakota State High School League website and find the standings. And when you say that now and you look at that, and right now you're leading the EDC.
Correct, we're still leading the EDC.
You got Fargo North, South, Davies,
Shanley,
and
Park Christian, and Oak Grove.
And you're leading them.
Correct.
Honest to goodness, good for you guys.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. It's the girls. It really is. You know, I'm not the one out doing the activity. I'm there for a lot of just insurance and safety purposes at the end of the day. But the girls have really been able to rally around this season, and I think a fresh mentality going into this season has been our biggest game changer.
That is so cool. That is just so cool. Yeah, okay. And then we'll just go quick. You got one more meet on the 11th, and that's your final meet, and that'll be up at Grand Forks. And again, it's a combined school up in Grand Forks, too.
It is, yep. So Red River and Central are combined, and Fargo will also be at that meet. So it'll be a small triangular. You know, both schools have fairly full rosters. They're larger in program size than we are. But it'll be a really good time to kind of see the remainder of the EDC competition before we go to the EDC tournament the week after Grand Forks.
That is just so cool. Yeah, EDC in the 16th, it's just crazy. The wrestling season's coming to a close, gymnastics coming to a close. And O'Brien, you guys only got 7 games left here, so you guys are getting toward the end of the season too, and we're heading toward March Madness.
It's tournament time.
Coming in a hurry.
Yeah, tournament time.
All right. Coach, you got anything else there you want to add?
I'm just really proud of the girls and the showing that we've had so far this year. I don't know that I could have asked for more. My seniors have shown some true leadership, and I'm excited to see how we can end our season. I keep telling them every day at practice, you know, I'm not the one who will go out and work for that EDC title. That's going to be on you guys. And so if this is something you really want, you have to show me in practice in our gym and then in other gyms when we go to meets that you want it, and you have to prove it to the judges, not just yourself.
I'm ready to play for her.
Right?
I don't know if I could do a floor exercise. But
I can teach you.
I could do a vault. I could probably fall over like a horse or something. No?
Not even.
Leave it?
Just leave it.
All
Leave
right.
it go.
Move on.
Yeah.
All right, Grace, I'm just giving you a hard time. But again, I'm very happy for you and the squad, and as Brian is too, I'm sure. But again, congratulations on the good season so far, and knock on wood, keep it going.
Thank you. We appreciate the support.
All right, no problem. All right, we got who we got next here? Jeff Bass. James Bass is here next. We're going to be right back and talk some Blades boys hockey coming up next. Again, Grace Brandt, gymnastics coach, joining us here. Thanks again, Grace.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent. What are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
For 90 years, Casey's has been the place to enjoy time with family and friends, a place to meet people and share stories. Lots of memories have been made at the corner. It's the place to meet before, during, or after the game. The game is always on at Casey's on Minnesota Avenue in Breckenridge. Casey's, proud to support area high school athletics. Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications and brought to you by the City Brew here. We're high above the City Brew Dining Hall and Bar area, and don't forget Pro Sports Championship Trivia on Tuesday the 7th at 7 p.m. Giving Hearts Day, they'll give a portion of their proceeds on February 9th to the Richland Wilkin Humane Society, and then on Valentine's Day they've got a special dinner. Look on their Facebook page for more information. And then Glow Bingo, 17th. If you're over...
Glow, I guess
I
so.
don't know.
Glow Golf I'm good at. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I've
say I'm
tried
good
that
at,
before.
but I
Never
could
tried
do
either.
that. Something new. I could do it.
Yeah? Have you ever done Glow Golf?
I've not. I've never done
Have you
glow
ever done-
hockey either.
Glow
hockey?
Glow hockey, there you
That
go.
sounds dangerous.
Get out the way.
Glow basketball?
No.
Could start something. Could
Okay.
start something.
Yeah? How do you put that little stick in the basketball, though?
You just get one that lights up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just turn the lights off and
Yeah, who's going to run into people? I
run
think
into
golf
people
is
with the
probably-
lights on, Joe. You ever watch the girls' game?
I got to look for some YouTube highlights on you back when you
Yeah.
played at that other school up north.
There
so.
you go. There you go.
Well, we're joined now by James Bass, assistant coach here for the BW Blades boys hockey squad. And, Coach, congratulations to you and the boys. It had to be a big win for you guys on Saturday and against Becker Big Lake. And what a thrill that must have been that day for you guys and the team.
Yeah, the kids were very excited, and for our seniors especially, it was just great to see them get that win.
Yep.
It's been weighing on their minds.
Oh my gosh.
So long, and just to get that feels like the curse is lifted, and now we can kind of look forward and have that weight off our shoulders.
And when I saw, I think it was in the Daily News there, it was 37 game losing streak. So, I mean, like you said, it has to weigh heavy on those seniors. So just talk about the jubilation after the game in the locker room and the attitude since then, and then we'll talk more specifically about the game.
So we played Becker Big Lake early in the season, went up there, had a 4-2 game, I believe. So we were kind of eyeing this one on the calendar for a while. They came here, they were short on the bench, had some illness going through, so we knew, we got to capitalize on this opportunity. Game the whole way through was pretty close. We always, we never fell behind, always kept the lead. They would tie it up, we'd keep the lead. So going to the third period, we felt pretty good, and then we got a lot of penalties. So we were just constantly in the box. And our seniors and our guys out there really did a great job stepping up, killing penalties. Andrew had a couple of huge saves to keep us in there. In that last minute, they had their goalie pulled, empty net opportunity, and it was running the bench. Everyone's just going crazy. And
I bet it was fun. I really do bet it was fun. Again, a great win for the guys. Snaps a 37-game losing skid. Coach, just looking at it, too, you were averaging 1.18 goals per game coming into that game, and you end up scoring 5 there that night. I've got it written down here. Brady DeVries, Kai McDonald, Josh Hoffman. He scored twice, I think. One was on a penalty play.
Yep.
And then Jack Rittenauer finishes it up with his 5th.
That sounds correct.
Team 5th. And each one of those guys, I know, I don't know Kai personally, but the rest of them I know very well. And it had to be a great feeling for those guys, too.
Definitely. Yeah, the whole team was just out of their mind excited. After the game, guys are just hooting and hollering in the locker room, and the energy was awesome.
That had to be a fun time. You also outshot your opponent for the first time in the season, 30-29.
Yep.
And you talked about the great game that Watuski had. We got to give Andrew a quick shout out too here that he got his 1,000th goal save also here was it during that game where that was, or was it somewhere before that?
It was early in the game. Yep.
It was early in that game. So good for him, and congratulations to Andrew, 1,000 career saves.
And just to put this out there, so we get a section report just about every week.
Okay.
And there's 8 teams in our sections, and Andrew has 200 more saves than the next nearest goalie in our section. So he does a lot of work night in, night out.
And we talked about that between you and Coach Wurtsema. We talked about it too, as far as the defense side of things for the team, which I think personally has improved from last year in
Certainly.
defense.
Yep.
And now your offense is starting to come along, and you've got the numbers in the program. So I think things are looking up for the BW Blades.
Definitely.
So it's just got to be good feeling, I guess.
Yep, and then we got 2 games this week.
Let's take a look at the schedule coming up there, Coach. Friday night we got, let's see, am I skipping ahead too far? No, Thursday.
Yep.
Thursday is Kitchen Central. We'll have that one on Three Borders Sports Network on Kitchen Central at 6 o'clock.
Yep. And they're going to be they're a team that has a really strong first line. Tyler Hennon's their big goal scorer. He's got over 50 goals in the season.
Last year. Yeah.
Yep, he's got about 100 points on the season already.
Wow.
He's just lighting it up. So we got to shut down their first line, and then from there it's just matching up with their other lines. But if we can shut down that first line, pounce on opportunities, it's a game that we can win if we play really well.
Well, and you look back, and I made a comment up here at the top of my notes that Becker Big Lake wasn't a pushover in any way, shape, or form. They were 8-10 overall right now, and so if you got Kitson Central coming in here, and you think you can play with them, it's possible.
Yep,
Anything's possible.
It's all about how we show up on the ice.
Sure. All right, so then who else? That's Saturday. You got to travel with the girls. Coach Mackenzie Broadland talked about that. You guys are both traveling down to Worthington on Saturday. You guys play at 3?
Yep, it's a long bus ride. Again, very winnable game for us. We're very excited for that one. But, we have to move the puck around well. We have to communicate and do all the little things right.
Do what you've been teaching all year in the last couple of years.
Yep.
All right. Okay, and then you haven't got too much left in the season either. It looks like 4 more games after that, and then looking toward tournament time.
It's coming quick, yep.
Oh, man. All right, I guess we're getting to that point of the season here, Coach. You got anything else there you want to share?
No, just wanted to, everyone's been saying congrats to me, and again, congrats to the kids for all the hard work they put in. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when, you're losing games and you got to show up to practice every day. And I think that this group of kids has really been resilient, and they're working hard.
Yeah, good. I think I was overdoing the Breck girls game or Breck boys game or something over there, and I got a text message that you guys had won, and it made me smile, so I was glad to hear that. So congratulations to the BW Blades. Coach, you got anything else here for Coach before we let him go?
No, just congratulations to those guys, and maybe that just is what you need to get over the hump, and winning produces winning. So let's see what happens here the rest of the season.
That's right.
All right, head assistant coach James Bass here joining us here, the BW Blades boys hockey. Adam Wurtsema, head coach, couldn't be with us tonight, but again, congratulations to Adam Wurtsema, James Bass, and all the boys on the BW Blades for their first win of the year, and keep it coming, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, good luck this weekend. We'll see you on Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All righty.
All right, James. All right, thank you very much. We'll be right back. I think Austin Emdeck is waiting in the wings. Yep, there I see him through the lights. We'll be right back with Austin Emdeck right after this.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Your business depends on technology. Digital Guru provides professional IT solutions you can trust to keep it moving forward. From redesigning existing systems to brand new builds, we offer your business managed IT services, including backups, cybersecurity, cloud services, remote desk support, and more. And don't forget, we also provide audio, video, security camera, and door access control installation. Focus on what you do best and leave the technology to the professionals. Contact Digital Guru today.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
When I did CS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
Maybe we should stop talking and pay attention to what's going on.
Pay attention to the commercials. Yeah, we're just visiting here off air, folks. Welcome everybody to the Three Borders Sports Network, and I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson, and again we're at the Giants Coaches Show here at the City Brew, and a lot of things going on here at the City Brew. We'll cover them again later. Got some folks down there
big
cheering us
crowd
on.
down there.
Yeah. Hopefully they're cheering us on. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're booing us because we're not doing.
Did you
the right
bring
thing.
your fan club tonight? Is that what you did? Or maybe Austin brought his fan club.
I don't think I have one, so it had to be one of you guys.
We know Caden Kappas was down there having birthday supper with his family a little bit earlier, so maybe he's still down there. Maybe he brought his fan club.
They're gone, though.
Or did they leave?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson. We're joined now by the head coach of the Breckenridge Cowgirl basketball squad, Austin Emdick. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Yeah, as always, my pleasure.
Appreciate you coming in. And, again, the Cowgirls coming in here in the section. You're 5-0, Coach, 12-5 overall.
Yeah.
Conference is a tough conference for you this year here. You're battling Perham and Barnesville and Pelican Rapids, and just a tough conference here this year in the Heart of Lakes. And anyway, let's go back to Friday, January 27th. You took on Barnesville, speaking of a Heart of Lakes, and it was a tough loss for you there, a loss of 9, 62-53.
Yeah.
Had the lead at half, though, Coach.
Yeah. Tough conference every year. You know, I got a lot of respect for a lot of those teams and a lot of those coaches over.
Oh, absolutely. You always have said that, too.
Top to bottom. You know, HOL is tough. And I actually had a conversation with Mr. Fredrickson today about how even me growing up in central Minnesota and not being from around here, I heard of the HOL. I heard of the Heart of Lakes Conference. Perham was always a big name out of that. Pelican had some good runs in the mid-2000s. And Breckenridge along in there. And it seems like every team eventually has kind of had their run somewhere along the line. So really, really tough conference, and I'm glad we're a part of it because it just, it's that old age saying of, iron sharpens iron. So, we've
Very
had some
true.
battles in those games, and some we've won, some we haven't. We split with Hawley now, and we dropped the first one to Barnesville on Friday night, and it was my first time in that new gym. The girls had played volleyball there, but we hadn't played there yet, so that maybe plays a factor. But not to sugarcoat too much, I just kind of thought that we came out a little flat. We didn't quite come out for a rivalry game like you need to. And Barnesville has something to play for. Now they're 5-3 in the conference, and we're 4-4. And they're playing some decent ball, and it's almost like kind of we got out to a nice little start in the conference. Like, okay, well, we're kind of coasting maybe a little bit or something. I'm not quite sure, but we just didn't come out all cylinders clicking. Gave up some second chance points, which really ended up hurting us. We got out rebounded by a lot, and a lot of those second chance came back and hurt us. And we just had to really do a deep dive and kind of look in the mirror after Friday night and see, who are we, and get back to the basics of doing the little things that we've been trying to stress all year. And rebounding is one of those things that it's an effort thing, right? It's a want to.
Yeah.
So that played a big role in that game. And like you said, yeah, we were up 2 at half, 29-27, and then the lid just kind of was on the hoop, and really the whole game. We just didn't shoot it from deep like we had been, and that's kind of been the same story the last couple weeks, until we'll talk about last night too. But just 23 in the second half, and that wasn't going to quite get it done, and back and forth game, and just came out on the bottom of it. We just didn't quite execute the little things that we needed to, and that on top of a bad shooting night, that's a tough equation to get her done. So
I watched the game that Raleigh broadcast last night. I watched that today, so I had a little bit more idea of the game itself that we'll talk about here in a few minutes against Park Christian. But how did you do turnovers? How did you do second chance points with Barnesville? How did that all turn out for you? Were you just behind on the stat sheet all the way down the column?
Yeah, for the most part. We got out rebounded by a lot, and a lot of those came on the offensive glass for them. So second chance points, they killed us. We got a couple transition points, was good. We were kind of emphasizing that the last couple weeks. And then they got to the free throw line a decent amount more than we did. And again, it's just kind of another poor shooting night. I thought we had overall made some good decisions. We were taking good shots or just not falling. And defensively, we just had to be a little sharper. You can't give up that 35 points in the second half and win those tough conference rivalry games.
Yep.
Scrapping for the 50-50 balls. Barnesville maybe got a couple more of those, and that was kind of just the story of the night. They just had a couple more of a little bit of everything: the free throws, the rebounds, the second chance points,
sure.
the 3-ball a little bit too.
Yep.
So.
And I see it looks, just looking at your book there across your shoulder there, Coach, it looks like John had a nice game for you there, too.
Yeah, Jonica and
scoring-wise.
Parker had a nice game scoring-wise. Abby Johnson did as well. Jonica had 20. She hit a couple threes and really paced us in the first half. She hit 3 threes in the first half, 5, 8, 10. She had 15 points in the first half. And then Parker had 8 in the first half and finished with 12. She got to the free throw line quite a bit in the second half. Abby Johnson hit a couple nice threes for us, pacing us. 2 in the game, 1 in each half. She had 9. Addie Twidwell had 8 and got to the free throw line and shot her 4 for 5 from the line as well. So free throw percentage was okay. We just didn't quite get there enough. So.
All right, so let's take a look today at your game yesterday, I should say, against Park Christian. 6A squad there. Again, you took on a section team here, and you come out with a nice win, 63-44. But like I said, I watched the game earlier today here while I was sitting at home preparing for tonight. I wanted to see the game myself. The game was closer than a score indicates, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it was, what was it,
half? Yeah, we were down 1 at half.
Yeah.
And we were down
I think
8-18 maybe at one point in the first half. We were down 10 or 12, I think, in the first half.
Well, I got it written down here. You didn't take the lead until 13:21 to go, and it was 36-34. So
yeah, and it was so 35-34 for a while, well into that second half. 6 minutes into that second half. Yeah, like you said. So, but But we executed. I thought we played very exact opposite of Barnesville. We came out ready. You know, we looked in the mirror over the weekend. We had a couple practices in and kind of locked back in. You know, you got to be focused mentally. You got to be focused physically. We had a good practice leading up to. First half, I thought we played pretty well. Maybe a couple breakdowns on defense where they get a look that they shouldn't have. But that'll happen, right? You got to play through those, and the lid just wasn't coming off the rim yet. We were 1 for 12 from the three-point line in the first half. Again, every single one of the 12 I looked at last night, and I liked every single one of them. And they were good looks. They're just, not falling. That's how it goes. I want to say the very first one was Abby Johnson. Might have been the first 3 points of the game. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. They don't get one the rest of the half, and that's kind of what we are. We want to get layups. We want to get free three-pointers. So we did a pretty good job, though, of getting to the free throw line. Jonica got to the free throw line. Parker shot some. Abby did. Aaron Bloffish got to the free throw line. Gave us some good minutes in the first half. When Addie got two fouls, and we went to Aaron, sophomore, giving him some good minutes off the bench.
Good varsity time for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's coming along. She's been coming along all year. Just figuring out the varsity speed of the game and knowing what do I do well and what's my role, and just feeling that that niche. And she's figuring out and playing really well because she's athletic, right? She can jump, she can run, she can beat. She's strong. She can man that position in the low block. She can rebound, so does a lot of things for us, and she's figuring it out, so that's good. Top to bottom, last night, I thought that what really helped us pull away in the second half is that we again had a really even effort. We had everybody kind of contributing and making the next pass and then getting those assists and getting to the free throw line and hitting those open shots and trusting a teammate to make that extra pass because they're a little bit more open. Jonica had 15, Parker had 16, Abby had 14. My huddle tells me. Book she had 12, so we'll up for debate. 12 or 14, regardless. Sydney had 6, and we shot really well from 2. We finished around the basket. I think was a big difference against Park Christian last night. Got good looks and finally got them to go in, especially from 2. Only had a couple threes in the second half. We didn't shoot them as much, but we did a good job of attacking the rim, like I said, and finishing there. So.
That's one of the comments I wrote down there is penetration drives that you guys had. Again, a good effort there. The other thing I want to mention too, Coach, we've already talked about your strong duo of freshmen with Bernatus and Yagi, but you got to look at Emily Gowan too. She gave you good minutes yesterday too.
I think you got to call it a trio.
Yeah.
I mean, Emily's coming on stronger than anybody right now, and we kind of expected that. We saw some flashes of it last year. This summer, she played really, really well. She puts a lot of work in. In her shed, in the gym at home. She's playing AAU in the summer, and that's starting to pay off. She had a couple really nice takes into the lane last night. And the biggest thing, that's always just a bonus for her. If she gets in the points column, I tell her, Emily, that's an absolute bonus because you bring so much to the table defensively for our squad.
She does.
That her and Sydney are switching off, and Sydney's got to be mentioned too because Emily and Sydney are really, after our first initial rounds of subs, they're guarding their best perimeter players, and they're doing a really good job of it. Park Christian has a really good point guard, number 12, and we kept her in check. She only had 2 field goals last night. And only had 7 points, which 3 of their players were tied with 7 points, which were all leading scorers. So we did a good job of making them distribute the ball, which we kind of wanted them to do. They got a couple good players, a couple of young players that are good. And Sydney, Parker, Emily, Abby did a really good job guarding the ball last night. And really, you could say everybody is as much of a cop-out answer as that is because to play good defense in this game, it has to be a team effort. You have to have 5. At one point in the huddle last night, and I've used this quote for a long time, I said, it's great when 5 players play with 1 heartbeat. 5 individuals isn't as strong as 1 whole. And I thought we got back to that last night, which was really good to see. Because we were doing that early in the season, right? We were 9-0. Now we just got to keep chipping away. And like the girls and I have talked about a lot this year, and kind of our motto that's stuck with is 1-0, right? It's good to get back on track and, got to have a little good energy coming into practice today and what have you, but now it's 1-0. Now it's on to Friday up in East Grand Forks.
So. All right, so congratulations to the Cowgirls on a nice win against Park Christian. And Coach, you just mentioned here on Friday you travel up to East Grand Forks. It's a 6:30 start, I believe, on Friday, so it's an early start if you're making the trip up there to East Grand. And what do you look to see out of that AA squad?
Yeah, a familiar opponent that we play each year, 8AA. It used to be the section playoff that we played in before the realignment. We dropped down to single A, but they're solid. They're well coached. They're deep. They play 9-10 players, and one of maybe their best player plays AAU with Jonica and Parker in the summer. So that's always kind of fun when you get to play a teammate like that. And so we'll again just want to really look for having a balanced attack and pick up the pace and run the floor and again play together on defense, and that should physical, right? Girls are going to want to hear me say rebound, rebound the ball and box out. It makes a huge difference. So.
Yep, defense and limit that second chance point.
Yep.
So all right, we'll bring B-Dub into this one, and Brian, you got anything else there you want to add to Coach?
I know you're probably not where you want to be. I mean, you started 9-0. I think, you got up to a good start and then maybe just a little mid-season low. But we're getting close to getting into playoff time and things like that. How far away do you think you are from being what you want your team to be?
Yeah, I think we're close. I think it's a matter of kind of mentality, right? Of being confident coming into this time of year, trusting your teammates, right? You got to have that chemistry built and the trust from teammates to make the next play. Make sure that you know your role and that you're conscious of that. And I think we're close, to be honest with you. We fought through some adversity these last 2-3 weeks. We played tough teams. Just aren't quite executing like we'd like. It was close. We're playing close games. We, lose a single digit or right around there with you guys. We lose a single digit game to Barnesville. We lose a close game to Hawley. All of them are tough games. It could have gone either way if a couple things changed. So I think we're right there. And it's getting to be about that time of year where you want to start playing some of your best or better basketball. So. I think it's little things. I think it's everything you hear a coach talk about in basketball. It's spacing. It's cutting and moving without the ball. It's setting good screens and using them, rebounding the ball. And it's things we've been emphasizing all year, and I think the girls are kind of, now we've hit that lull. We've hit some adversity. We know what we can be, right? We've seen it before against really good teams. We know what we can be, and it's just a matter of being confident enough to do the little things and then make it work. So. Yeah, I'm excited. I think, you always want to be healthy coming into this time of year, and we are, knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
And, I like our chances.
There you go. Get some consistency going, playing well night after night. Yeah.
Yeah, and Aaron and Emily and Sydney play a big role in that of new players, fairly new varsity players that are figuring it out now, right? You can't say you're a first-year varsity player anymore because now you're 16, 17 games into this thing. So now you know, right? And those kids should be confident because they've played good games. They've shown flashes of it. Now it's just that consistency, like you said, and complementing each other. And yeah, they're a fun squad to coach. That's for sure.
Yeah, Joe, you got a senior. Go ahead.
No, you mentioned it, but I like Emily Gowan. I like the way she plays. Yeah. Plays hard and does some good things when she's out there on the floor, and just a fun player to watch. I like players like that. They may not score a lot of points or whatever, but they're doing the things that we as coaches want players to do. That sometimes it's hard to get players to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go unnoticed, but I like watching her play. I really do.
Energizer Bunny.
Yeah,
and she's go. And Sydney Roberts is the same boat there, where she brings it on both ends, too. She can score. She hasn't necessarily done it a ton in the last couple varsity games, and she got 6 last night, which is really nice. But she can shoot the 3-ball well. She drives really well. So, again, it's the confidence to do that. And she made a comment yesterday, something along the lines of, I don't drive much on varsity. It's like, well, why not? I mean, you can. It's just happening just a little bit faster.
Right,
so
right.
You're there. You're right there and be confident enough to do it. So.
And we can't go without mentioning your senior leaders either, with Abby and Kelsey and Addie.
Yeah. They've played huge roles this year, that's for sure. And one that doesn't get enough credit is Grace Marinowski.
Grace as well,
she doesn't have a voice today because she's yelling on the bench so much, right? She's finding her role and doing what she can do best, and that's being a good teammate.
She gives you good minutes, too.
And she does, yeah. And it's probably not as many as she wants, but she's just all in right now from the team aspect, and that's such a good example for younger kids, for every kid to see. And Kelsey's given us some good minutes. She scored 5 last night. Got to the free throw line and dumped down some nice passes to feed Addie, to feed some of our posts. So Kelsey is playing good, and she's another high energy player. And then Addie's always just kind of, I always say consistency. You know, she's going to get you your 6 and 8 from the post, and hopefully some nights more, and she's going to rebound. And she doesn't show up in the stat sheet as much as maybe you think, because she's contesting a lot of shots. She's deterring kids to drive into the lane with her length too. So yeah, they all do bring a little something different to the table. You know, Abby's shooting threes from men's college, distance this year, and making defenses extend. And she's just a vocal leader right now too. I mean, she's a true leader of this team, and coming into her senior year. And I always think you almost take that for granted once they're gone, type of deal. And I think of last year's seniors that had some really good leaders, and years prior. But Abby fits that role of just really the glue. You know, she's the glue player for sure. So
absolutely. All right, so you got East Grand Forks coming up on Friday, and then on Monday, a quick turnaround there, Coach. You got Frazee at home. We're going to have that one. I don't know if I can get you away from what you're doing on Monday, but I got you and me down for Monday broadcast with Frazee and the Cowgirls.
I get paid overtime for that?
No.
I should.
You get as much as I do.
Well, I guess so.
All right, so Coach, you got anything else there you want to add?
No, I'm good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the time.
All right, you're welcome, and we appreciate you joining us. Austin Emdeck, head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad, going to East Grand Forks on Friday night. All right, we'll be right back with Jordan Christensen, Cowboys head coach, right after this on Three Borders Sports Network.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent. What are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
Right after school, I'm right into the workforce. I don't have to go looking for a job, and that's kind of what made me take a step forward into being a diesel tech at NDSCS. No looking back. My name is Eli, and I'm here for my future.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller Associates.
Washing your car just got a whole lot cheaper. With All Seasons Car Wash Unlimited plans, you can wash your car whenever you want for as little as $33 a month. You can even wash your pet at All Seasons Car Wash. So this fall, keep your vehicle and your pet clean. Conveniently located at 1300 4th Avenue South next to Tractor Supply Company in Wahpeton. To enroll in an unlimited car wash plan, please visit allseasonscw.com.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to straightaway center field. Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent. What are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Spill some water over our expensive equipment or something?
No, I hit the button and I held it down a little bit too long. It's it's very touchy right now. Very touchy.
I thought maybe you spilled some water on our expensive equipment here.
I pulled a Joe and hit the button a little too much.
It's always back on my fault.
Pulled the Joe.
Come on. All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, and we are powered by Red River Communications, and we're brought to you by the City Brew. Pro Sports Championship Trivia. There's something Jordan will be good at on Tuesday, February 7th at 7 p.m. You probably got a ball game coming up on the 7th. Yeah, you do.
Oh, we do. That's a big one for us.
That is a big one there against Hillcrest on the 7th, actually. And then Giving Hearts Day is on the 9th of February. A portion of the sales here at the City Brew will go to the Richland-Wilkin County Humane Society. Then the Valentine's Day dinner. Check out their Facebook page for more information on that. And then Globe Bingo starts on February 17th at 7:30. It's open to all ages if you're accompanied by somebody over 18. All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Cowboys basketball squad. That is Jordan Christensen. Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming in here on a cold evening. And I just got to say, I'm assuming that's a volleyball shirt.
This is a basketball shirt.
Basketball shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wap Deli.
Your fiance works here at the City Brew.
Yeah, I come in wearing a Wap Deli shirt. It's all right. Dean's awesome.
Dean's one of our sponsors too. So
Dean's awesome.
We're all right with that. We're all right with Dean being a sponsor. Right?
Getting some jeers down there.
It's all right, Hannah. He was here to eat, right?
I'm going to eat here in a second.
Yeah, that a boy. All right.
Careful, you won't be eating at home. I can tell you that right now.
All right, so we're joined again by Cowboys head basketball coach is Jordan Christensen. And Jordan, on Saturday afternoon, number 10, Ada Borup comes into town. And we had that game. Raleigh and I covered that game for you. I thought you guys played very well. You lost by 10, but again, I thought it was a great game here played by the Cowboys.
We did a lot of good things. It's a tough one because we just didn't have a lot of three-point shots to fall. And normally guys that make quite a few shots, we were struggling from the three-point line. But, I mean, when you get 15 from Cam and 16 from Alex and 17 from Landon, and we rebounded pretty well on the offensive glass, I thought. But we just didn't get stops at key times and defensive lapses. But I can't fault their guys. Cam's been playing so well offensively compared to early in the year.
For him.
Oh, yeah, that was great for him. And then I think he had 13 on Monday. He's been playing well. But Ada had a couple guards that really gave us trouble, got in the paint, and we're still learning how to guard. We're getting better.
Raleigh and I made the comment during the game on the broadcast about how good of a passing team that really was. I mean, they could pass the ball to the open guy and find that open guy in a hurry.
They were so good at it, and it never stuck. Like, the ball never stuck with one guy too long. It was, he'd drive it, he didn't get it, boom. It was kicked, and then they'd swing it again, and really good cutters. They're a good basketball team, especially having one senior that played.
Yep. Again, Dylan Bernatus returns his first time back, so that was fun to see. I think, and we had our headsets on, so we didn't get to hear it, Jordan, but I think PA announcer Art Rocco mentioned it or something that Dylan Bernatus was entering the game, and I think there was a nice crowd ovation.
And then, yes, the crowd was very excited for him, which it's good to see a kid that's worked that hard come back. I mean, he had to miss practices again today just because he had to go to therapy in Fargo, and he's working really hard to get back. It'll take a while till he's back to himself, and hopefully by March he's all ready to go, and we can make a run.
He didn't score any points in that game, I don't think, if I remember right there, Jordan. But it will give you a good mix of three-point shooters. I guess that's the point I wanted to make. I mean, you've got Dylan, you've got Jackson, you've got Damon. So you've got three three-point shooters. And Cam now is starting to come into his own. You got some three-point shooters out there that'll hopefully bring the pressure out for Landon down low.
100%. Those 3 or 4 I think they can open up the floor for Alex and Landon to drive and go to work in the middle. But the big thing is we got to go inside out, and we watched it on film and preached to the guys. When we go either in with the drive, get a good 2-footed stop and kick it, or throw it in and then kick it out, we get really good looks from 3. When we one pass shot, we can run better offense than that. And we've been doing a little bit too much of that. We're learning. I mean, I'm not going to fault them because a lot of them are open.
Yeah.
We tell them to make, like, shoot open shots if you're open. And we just were cold that night, and it's a tough one.
All right, so Ada Borup,
they're
again,
good.
credit to
Very
them, they're
good.
number 10 in the state right now. All right, so now let's zip ahead to Monday night. You took on Park Christian, a 72-66 loss. You were ahead at the halftime there, 44-31, I believe it was, and just couldn't close the door.
Could not, but the first half, we played, I thought, our best first half of basketball we played all year. I mean, Landon, I think he had 16 at half, and Jacob Kunkel had all of his 10 in the first half.
Oh, wow.
And we went inside and just pounded it and got every single offense. We probably had more offensive rebounds than they had defensive rebounds, I think, in the first half. But then second half came around, and they're 1-3-1. They adjusted a little bit, and we weren't doing as good of a job of getting it inside. We settled a lot for a lot of threes. Granted, I'm telling Damon, shoot it. You're open. Shoot it. And we just didn't get them to fall, and we will. I mean, going down the stretch, we'll get those to fall. It's just we didn't do a great job, and it's on me as a coach not to hammer them to get it inside. We swung it around the perimeter, didn't get it inside of their 1-3-1 enough, didn't get it into the middle, and that's my job. I should have done a better job getting them to do that.
All right, I feel bad for you because you're beating up on yourself here all the time. But, again, Landon got in foul trouble again, the way it looks here by some of the notes. Got in foul trouble again with 15 minutes to go, so you had to limit his time.
He's so important to our team. Like, that kid is just a worker. He's got a bum ankle. He gets 5-6 offensive rebounds a game. He's right around 20 points a lot recently. And
double-double.
He is instant double-double, and he gets in foul trouble. It sucks the life out of our offense, honestly, because then we don't have quite the inside threat, which we can get that out of Alex at times, and we're working to get that out of him. But Landon is a huge part of just getting our offense going, and when he's on the floor, we're pretty solid.
Yep, I agree. All right, Coach, so Friday night, you got to travel up to Holly and take on the Holly Nuggets on Friday night.
And I like our guys against that in that one.
Match up pretty well.
We match up pretty well. We just got to do a better job on Senski. I thought we played very well in the first half last time we played them, but in the second half, coming off the WAP game, we ran out of gas, which we were off yesterday, practiced today, we'll practice tomorrow, so we should be pretty fresh coming in. If we just hang around, we'll get one of these.
Yep.
I mean, the guys just got to keep
coming.
plugging.
I firmly believe that. Like the Cowgirls, the Cowboys are just as fun to watch. And
well, thank you.
They're coming. They'll be around at tournament time, folks. Don't worry about them. And then you mentioned earlier, too, the big game before we have our next coaches show will be on February 7th there against Hillcrest, and that's a big one.
That's a big one. And
that's at home, too, I
think. At home. That should be a fun one. My little brother's coming back to town.
Oh, yeah.
Luke plays for them, so it's a little bit of our guys know him really well. And
I bet they do.
He knows our guys really well because he grew up playing with Alex and Landon and Damon and all these kids.
Sure, yep. That'll be on Tuesday the 7th. Raleigh will have that game. I've got a Lady Husky game on that night, so Raleigh will have that one here on Three Borders Sports Network. Well, Coach, again, you guys, 110% effort every time I watch the boys.
Our kids play so hard, honestly. No matter what it is, they play hard. It's just we're learning. Yep. We'll get there.
All right. Coach, you got anything else for Coach there? Turn you back on there.
Did you turn me on? All right, there you go. You're with the schedule that you guys play a lot of 2A schools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you feel, regardless of win-losses against those schools, how do you feel as far as getting into tournament time and getting closer to that? How do you feel that that's going to prepare you for tournament time? You feel like that gives you an advantage regardless of what your record is?
I think it's huge, and I don't really care at this point who we play in the playoffs because we played Battle Lake. 2-point game, arguably, I think we should have won. We kind of just I think we're better than them, but at times we got to play a full 36 minutes.
Sure.
But just playing the Hollies and the DGFs and the Perms and having to put out like that kind of effort and consistency, I think that helps because the HOL is a tough physical league. And if we survive it and get healthy and get a little confidence rolling towards the end, we're in a good spot. I really think we are. We're fine.
Yeah. I do. I think your schedule helps you a lot. I think if you can get healthy, I think people will look at you and go, oh, you know, the record or whatever. I think you can surprise some teams
I do too.
come playoff time.
And I hope so.
Yeah.
I think we can. This group, I mean, they did the same thing during football. Got the
Right.
5 seed,
Yeah.
went on the road,
Yeah,
and
there you
it's
go.
like,
Yep.
you know what? Sneak in. Who cares where we play?
Right.
Doesn't matter who we play. We'll go play.
Right, just get in.
Yep, just get in. And you never know what happens in March.
You got that right.
All right, Jordan Christensen, the Cowboys head basketball coach here joining us. And Jordan, again, good luck here against Holly on Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, Jordan Christensen, and we'll be right back with none other than Brian Watson, head coach of the Lady Huskies basketball squad, after these messages right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you, Auntie.
Wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love. And give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I look back at all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show. Giants Seeds and Snacks, our Coach Show sponsor. Been doing that for a couple of years now. We appreciate them doing that. Also, we are powered by Red River Communications, a great partnership with them. Also, Red River Communications Cable Channel 125, a channel solely dedicated to Three Borders Sports Network. And then also, we're brought to you by the City Brew. We're high above the bar restaurant area here, and appreciate the City Brew and Hannah and Teresa and everybody else here at the City Brew being very fine hosts. There's some wings left over there for me and you.
I'm going to partake once we're done here.
We're going
I
to
can
have
tell
some
you that
wings,
right now.
Okay.
So
I didn't have much for supper either, but
yeah,
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
All right, I got you back on schedule here. You pretty happy with that too?
That's pretty good.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Okay, man.
I like
All right,
it.
Let's get going with the head coach of the Lady Huskies basketball squad. That's none other than my partner here, Brian Watson. B-Dub, thanks for joining us again.
You bet.
All right, you're sitting in sixth right now in the EDC, a pretty good spot. I think you're going to be kind of happy with that. You'd always like to be higher.
to be in first.
I know.
So,
but I'm going to just looking at the schedule here recently, buddy. You've won 5 out of your last 6 games here, and 4 out of the last 5 EDC games.
Yeah,
so
we have.
I did, just to refresh your memory there, you started out with a win against South, then North. Then you had the Breckenridge game. You lost to West Fargo, and then you got 2 games in a row here against Horace and Valley City. So,
and what do you think I'm going to say to that?
It doesn't mean anything until we're all done, I suppose.
No, I'm going to say I would say that we could play a little bit better, and
I know,
somebody going to look at me cross-eyed like MDEC did when we were talking. But I feel like we can play better. I really do. So, and I think the girls will probably tell you that too. If they're being honest with themselves, I think they will look at it and go, "Hey, I think we can play a little bit better. We can certainly try and play a complete game, just like Coach Christensen just said, play a complete 36 minutes." and see what happens. So I feel like, we're playing well in spots, and I think we're doing enough to get some wins here in the middle of the season. But as we all know, here at the end, we need to put full games together so that we can get ready for that EDC tournament, see if we can work our way into that, and then figure out a way to win 2 before we lose 2.
There you go. That's the main thing once you get to the EDC tournament. So, all right, let's take a look here at the Friday win. You were at Horace, first time up in that gym, and came away with a 10-point win, a 79-69 win for the Lady Huskies.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird gym. I had been in it for volleyball. Taya played volleyball up there,
yep.
So I was familiar with the setup. But there's only fans on one side,
and for basketball.
There's no bleachers on the far side. So on the team side, we're up against the wall or whatever. It's just kind of takes you back a little bit, back to grade school a little bit. I guess they're going to expand it once they grow a little bit. They're going to expand it, but just kind of a weird feeling. And the other part of it is that the fans, the bleachers, are far away from the court. So I was a little bit nervous that we were gonna go dribbling down the sideline and just dribble out of bounds, because you're used to feeling where the fans are, especially on our court, are really close. But it's just a different environment, and I think to start with, it took us a while to get going in that place. I don't know what it was. We were in some kind of a funk, and we did not play well for about 28 minutes in that game, and we were able to, in the last 8 minutes, finally get things going and play basketball the way that we're capable of, and we're able to pull away and get a win. And that was one that we really needed to keep us going here in the EDC.
And one of the things that I think we talked about in the pregame show against Valley City the other night, but one of the things that you guys did at Horace, you limited your turnovers to 8. So
right. That's what I mean. That's kind of what I'm saying. You look at some of our stats and you say, well, we only had 8 turnovers, and then here I am saying that we could play better. That part of our game was good, and a lot of those turnovers that we had were in the first half. Yeah. And we needed to play clean in order to win that game. But we've got to be able to do that on a consistent basis. We can certainly do it in spots. We had 10 turnovers in the first half against Valley City, and only 6 in the second half. So it's just about being consistent, because there's certainly some good numbers for us. We shot the ball well at Horace, 42%, which is good for us. Yeah. We shot it well from behind the 3-point line. We were 5 of 16 for 31%.
Yeah, I made that note too as well. Yeah.
So, and we got to the free throw line. We were just below 70%, which is where we want to be. But there were some good numbers there, but I just feel like early in that game, we just didn't play our brand of basketball. We weren't flying around trying to get loose balls, things like that. We weren't boxing out. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds and things like that. And just little things that we need to fix and we need to work on, we're going to have to do here down the stretch. I mean, it just those fine points that we need to fix, because, one missed box out and one turnover can cost you a game.
Yeah.
So we've got to be able to try and clean those things up the best way possible.
Absolutely. All right, so let's take a look at the offensive side of things here for the Lady Huskies. You just had one girl in double figures, and I think
did we.
I think she was just a few short of a school record there too, I think.
Yeah, McGinnis Kumo went for 36, and I'm telling Joe, I was shocked when I heard that number. And I think she was too, because she didn't feel like she played well. There was a stretch in there where she came over the bench and kind of had her head down. I'm like, look, you just got to play through it. You're just going to have to get through it. Things weren't going well. Like I said, we didn't play well early in that game. And she certainly kept it going for us. And we had some matchups that were to our side, where she was being defended by players that we felt like we could take advantage of. And she did everything she could. If you want to say she put the team on her back, she was the only one in double figures. You can say that she did that. She had a great night finishing with 36 points, just 3 off of the school record. And I think for her, she missed 3 free throws in that game and a couple maybe easy ones. I think if she looks back at it, she's probably, said that she could have had it, could have maybe went over 40, but she'll take it. And I'll certainly take it. And, for us to get that kind of production out of her when we need it, I think is good. We also had a couple players just around that double-figure mark with 3 girls with 9 points. And Mabanchis had 9, Scout had 9, and Amaya had 9. Hallie Miller chipped in with 6. Olivia had 4. Taya had 3. Taya had a big three-pointer, and Amaya had a big three-pointer off of McKenna's assist. She had 36 points, but she also had 5 assists and 8 rebounds in that game, and two kickouts that she had late, one to Amaya and one to Latea to knock down threes when we were kind of going back and forth. Those were huge. And for us, it's kind of a little bit of maturity where, she's going in there. And I think, earlier in the season, she would have tried to get that shot off and maybe gotten it blocked or whatever. But to recognize, hey, defense is coming, I got to kick it out. To do that, I think, shows some maturity and some trust. And I think it's on both sides. And I think that's good for us here late in the season.
Absolutely. And then you mentioned that McKenna had 36 and 8, and she was just a couple away from a double-double there on rebounds. Emma had 9 with 10, so she was 1 point away from a double-double. Scout Woods 9 and 8 rebounds. So again, just a couple. You had 3 of them just short of a double-double.
Yeah, we had some good production. Again, we had 1 with 36, but still to have those 3 right around almost double digits, that helps us in the scoring column.
Yep.
And we needed every bit of it. We needed every bit of it that night. It's tough to win on the road in the EDC, especially with a gym that you haven't been in, haven't played in before. So I'm just happy to get out of there with the win.
All right, so congratulations to you and the Lady Huskies, and also to McKenna and the girls here with the nice efforts that they had there. Turn it up, if you will, turning up the wick in the second half. And then Tuesday night then, which was last night, they had a record-breaking night, defeating Valley City at home 89-65. And what a night it was there for Lady Huskies.
It was
a slow start, buddy.
It was it was a win, okay? Again, Coach MJ looked at me like I was crazy, okay? But I didn't feel like we played well in the first half. We scored a lot of points, but we gave up a lot of points in the first half.
Yep.
Scoring 39 points in the first half, great, I'll take that.
39-39.
But we gave up 39 points, and that's where the issue was. And again, it's some of that same stuff where we're not boxing out, we're turning the ball over, we're not hustling on long passes that I feel like we can intercept and get a steal on. Those 50-50 balls we're not going after. Just little things again. And I feel like we did not have that. We did not have a varsity effort in the first half. It was more of a JV or C squad effort in the first half. And to the girls' credit, they turned it around in the second half.
50 points in the second half. All right, so take a look here. Well, let's go back to the first half before we move on to the second half where you scored 50 points. Coach, you talked about turnovers here. You had 17 against Valley City. How many of those were in the first half? Because I know there was a lot of errant passes and just things that shouldn't have happened at this time of year.
We were double-digit turnovers in the first half.
Okay. Enough said.
And some of those, again, it's not where they're actually taking the ball away from us. It's us making a bad decision, us not meeting our pass like we need to, things like that. It's all fixable stuff. Like it's not stuff where we're just not skilled enough to play against a certain opponent. That's not it. It's things that we have control of and that we have to fix. And I feel like if we play the way we played in the second half here the rest of the season, I think that those things can be fixed and we can get some production that I think we can.
Well, 50 points in the second half, pretty good by the Lady Huskies. And taking a look at the individual scoring again, you're led by Scout Woods here in this one, Coach. She did get that double-double, scoring 32 and had 10 rebounds.
Yeah, we get another girl that goes over 30. This time it's Scout. And, I think if Scout went back to Horace, she would say, well, that she didn't play very well. Even though she was just on the cusp of getting double figures, I think she didn't have the kind of night that she wanted to have. And I think for her to bounce back here against Valley seems to be the team that she can get it rolling against. She had 30 in a play-in game last year against Valley and put up 32 last night. So it's what we needed.
Yep.
We have several girls who can give us points, and it's been different every night. Yep. McKenna went for 36 against Horace. Scout goes for 32 against Valley, puts up 10 boards as well, 5 assists again. So it's not like it's just give me the ball and I'm going to go. They're sharing the ball. So for me, if we can play, like I said, like we did in that second half, because I think the light went on, and there's definitely some instances where we got after some balls and we got some steals that we wouldn't have gotten in the first half with the effort that we had. And it's just nice to see I said after the game, I said it's nice to finally see my team on the court, and that's what I felt like in the second half. That's the team that I know that I have, and that's the way that I know that they can play regardless of the opponent. And it was just nice to see them play that way in the second half.
Yeah, Scout had 5 assists there, as you mentioned, Coach. And if you haven't seen the game yet, folks, go back and at least watch the second half on our YouTube channel. And she made some awesome passes there on some of those assists.
She was dishing the ball. I mean, and that comes with movement and understanding the offense and being patient and things like that. And again, we're learning all that. And I think we see it in spurts. And I think as the season goes on here, we start to wind down in the regular season, I think all that stuff's going to come together, and hopefully we get the production that we want.
You can't go without mentioning some of the other offensive outputs, and the first one that comes to mind is McKenna again. She had 36 against Horse and 25 here, so she's averaging about 30 points a game.
Pretty good bounce back, huh? Pretty good bounce back to come back with 25. And, again, we only get 2 in double figures, but then we have 2 more that are right around that double figures number, with Latea with 8 and Emma with the 8 as well. Latea had 7 rebounds and Emma had 6 rebounds. And then we got some production from other girls, too. We had a lot of girls in the scoring column. Maya had 4, Olivia had 4, Helen Miller had 4, and then we got some girls who don't see a lot of varsity time. Addie Dodge had 2, and Gilia Lopez had 2, the 2 that put us over the mark to break the school record. So
how does that feel?
I think it was pretty good. I mean, the bench went crazy, and they kind of knew what was at stake there. And we weren't trying to break the record. We subbed it with 2 minutes to go, and we knew we were short. And it's just nice for those girls to get in the game and score a couple baskets and put us over the hump. So just a good win for us.
Yeah, it was.
And we talked about when Coach Imdek was here about Emily Gowan and some of the things that she does. Well, we have kind of a group of girls that do that stuff for us with Abby Bronson, Olivia Hansen, and Leah DeVries. Their playing time it's just kind of dependent on what happens in the game, and they're sort of interchangeable, even though Abby is a post, but they get in there and they just do things that I need them to do. And a lot of times it doesn't show up in the scoring column. But Abby's playing really good defense, had some really good post goals down there, just getting deflections and loose balls. Leah's hit an open 3 against Horace. Olivia's hit some open 3s for us too. And I think those players are going to be key to us going down the stretch here in the minutes that they play, because it doesn't matter how small those minutes are; they're extremely important. And with the way that we get in foul trouble, and Coach Brewer has to work some magic over there, like the Wizard of Oz, and we just need those players to play those minutes, and it's super, super important for our success here.
All right, congratulations on the win again. The Lady Huskies defeat Valley City by scoring a record 89 points to 65 Valley. When was that record? 88. When was it?
Last year against Valley.
So last year against Valley, and do it again, huh?
Well, why not? Just want to one up from last year, I guess. So.
All right, so congratulations to the Lady Huskies on that one. All right, Coach, just before we go here for a commercial break, Friday you got Shanley up in Shanley. Is it the 6 o'clock start? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's an early start. We had to adjust the schedule a little bit here because we have too many C-Squad games. So we had to take one out. So it's only going to be JV and varsity. JV will be early, and then the varsity game is at 6 o'clock.
So a nice early Friday night for you.
Nice early Friday night. I think they have some other things going on too. I think there's also a freshman game that they'll be
It's an important game for you too, Coach. They're sitting just ahead of you here in the EDC standings. They're just half a game ahead of you here. So big game.
It's a big game for us, and I think that Shanley's a team that we can compete with. They did beat us at our place, but I feel like we're a different team than we were when we played that game.
Okay.
And I think if we show up and play the way that we did in the second half, I think we can be competitive. We're going to have to really get going in order to get a win there. And I think, that might be a team that we get in the EDC tournament, we could see this team again.
Probably.
So I just want to go there and play well, and then come out of there with some confidence, win or lose the game, get better, and then hopefully we can use that later in the season.
All right, Lady Huskies, 2 wins here. They've got 4 out of the last 5 EDC games. They've come away with wins and looking to extend that one here with another win against Shanley on Friday night up in Shanley at 6 p.m. Brian and I will be right back here to wrap this thing up, and we'll talk about our schedule coming up and things we got going on. We got hockey tomorrow night. Oh, man, we got a load of stuff. We'll be right back.
Know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show. We're going to wrap it up here. Again, the Giants Coaches Show powered by Red River Communications, and we are brought to you by the City Brew here in downtown Wahpeton. Pro Sports Championship Trivia on Tuesday, February 7th, Giving Hearts Day. A portion of the proceeds on February 9th will go to the Richland-Wilkin County Humane Society. And then, of course, Valentine's Day. Check out their Facebook page for dinner and a whole bunch of other things that they're going to be doing. And then Glow Bingo starts on the 17th of February at 7:30. Open to all ages. If you're accompanied by someone more than 18, beat up. We got our schedule, our winter schedule. I printed it off tonight here, folks, and we're getting down there. We got 19 events is all we got left here for the winter schedule.
19 is all we have left.
Now, that doesn't include tournaments or playoffs or anything.
Yeah.
But
so hopefully 19, I'm busy during playoff time.
19 regular season games left, and we're going to try and do as many tournament games as we can.
Yeah, depending on schedule, location,
and
things like that.
That's another big thing. And plus, there's also video rights, exclusivity rights, I guess, to some locations.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just depends on where, who's in and where we're going to have to go. So,
just stay tuned with us on that one. But our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. Coach, you might have to quit practice early here. I got a 6 o'clock scheduled start for the BW Boys hockey Blades hockey game.
You mean that you're going to have to start without me is what you mean?
What I'm trying to say?
Yeah, we'll be deep in the film, but we'll see.
Man.
Don't tell the girls that. They'll probably come talk to you and say, hey, can you get Watson out early?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Friday, February 3rd, we'll have the boys will taking on Chandler. We talked to Coach Ralph about that one a little bit earlier. Then on Monday, we're going to have Cowgirl basketball here, Brian, and hopefully you can make that one. That's a 7:30 start. The Cowgirls will take on Frazee. And then next Tuesday, doubleheader, the Breck boys will take on Hillcrest, and then the Wahpeton girls will be taking on North. I'll have that game, and Raleigh will have the Hillcrest game. So a lot of things going on, but we're getting toward the end of the schedule here for the winter
February
season.
is going to go by fast. There's just a bunch of games, and the weeks. It's a short month. And, for us, at the end of February, that's when playoff time starts. So this month is just going to fly by.
Playing games are scheduled for the 25th of February in the EDC.
Yep.
I don't have the dates in front of me here for the Minnesota side of what their schedules are here for their tournaments. But we'll be sure to keep you apprised of what's going on and let you know. I do have on our schedule, folks, if you look at our webpage schedule, 15th of March is our scheduled last final show for the Coaches Show. But stay tuned. It may either be before that or after that. We'll wrap it up when the season's over.
Yeah, it depends on how the season kind of finishes out.
That might be a TBD.
There.
I might change that to TBD.
Yeah. Park board in there too somewhere.
Yeah, park board. You got a meeting there somewhere. Your civic duties.
Yep, I do.
All right. Okay. Anything else, B-Dub?
No. Pretty good show.
Let's wrap it up. And we had a full show. We had 8 coaches.
Time to eat now.
Appreciate all 8 coaches. Yeah, we got some wings over there for us left over. So Ralph didn't take them all. So we got some left.
Yeah.
All right, for Brian Watson, Raleigh Lip, Julie Malk, and the whole crew here at Three Borders Sports Network, we want to wish you all very well and get well to Carson Neppel, too, as well, and anybody else that might be having some injuries. I'm Joe Schreiner. Good night, everyone.
North